Tonight on News 5 Live, brothers Delson and Tion Paguada have been found guilty of the murder of Paul Jex. A third suspect is acquitted. A late-night shooting in Hattieville. Police say it is drug-related. And Belize's U19 girls takes silver in regional volleyball competition. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Make your summer better. Over $30,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan. Use $100 or more regular prepaid credit. Do a SIM swap or text in to the shark code 786. In the body of the message, enter the number of entries you would like to purchase.
No waste, no time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes. All methods give you more chances to win. Local airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize valued at $10,000, courtesy of Smart and the Belize Tourism Board.
Promotion ends September 15th. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart's Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
Come on!
When hungry or craving, when laughter or tears, enjoy the best snacking or flavors are here. Asadas, bocadas, chiladas, doradas, delicious for snacking, done right and done here.
Done right, done here. Get ready, babe. We're going on a vacation.
Finally, where are we going?
Don't worry, babe. I have we covered.
Are you sure you know where we're going?
Yes, babe. Oh, right there, see? Babe, the price me too good to be true. Me look much more better in that picture.
When life throws you a curveball, Belize Bank has your back. With our online financing, you can turn any vacation mishap into a dream getaway.
Cheers to Belize Bank for making our dream vacation a reality.
Thanks to you, babe, to turn things around.
No thanks to you, cheapo.
Out.
Experience the future of financing with Belize Bank online, where you can secure funds for anything, from anywhere, at any time, all without stepping foot in a bank. Apply for a loan today and unlock a world of possibilities.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
KTV The Remix Season 5, every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Come on out and win fabulous prizes and the chance to compete in our halftime challenge. Tickets are available at Channel 5 on Pony Drive and 88 Shopping Center on Central American Boulevard. $3 for children and $5 for adults. Or catch it live on Channel 5, Facebook, and YouTube every Tuesday at 8 p.m. from the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. Don't miss KTV The Remix Season 5. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank. Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Monday, July 24th. I am Sabrina Daly. Chaos erupted inside the courtroom of Justice Nigel Pilgrim this morning when brothers Delson and Tion Paguada were found guilty of murder, and a third suspect was freed of the same charge. We've been covering the trial of the siblings since they were arrested along with Timothy Carcamo for the murder of Paul Jex in 2018. This morning, the trial came to an end when the High Court convicted the Paguadas. Upon learning his fate, 21-year-old Tion Paguada jumped up and hurled insults at the judge, pointing a finger in his direction. Outside of the chamber, the pair's mother lost consciousness briefly before being revived. The young men were then placed inside a holding cell where Tion Paguada attempted to make a daring escape. News 5's Isani Catano reports.
Earlier today, following a guilty verdict handed down by Justice Nigel Pilgrim, the mother of siblings Delson and Tion Paguada was beside herself and had to be assisted to her feet by officers assigned to the High Court. Her sons were convicted of murder, but a third suspect, charged jointly with the brothers for the January 2018 shooting death of Paul Jex, was set free. Timothy Carcamo regained his freedom this morning after spending the last 5 years and 7 months on pre-trial detention.
I know I never have nothing to do with it. Okay. Understand me? I just get picked up wrongfully, charged and sent to prison in less than 16 hours.
How long have you been on remand? How many years?
5 years, 7 months.
On the evening of January 23, 2018, Paul Jex was dispatched on a back street in San Pedro. The well-known street figure moved to Hamburger's Key from Belize City when he was released from prison after being acquitted of murder. He was callously robbed out almost 4 years later.
It was about 5:20, I would say, when I was coming out of my yard, going to do some exercise, when I saw... Actually, I heard the shots before coming out of the gate. So I told my sister, this is not pop shot, this is gunshot. And we counted it, it was 5. So I came out, and when I went on the street, which was right in front of my gate, there I saw this guy laying down on the street in a pool of blood.
In the days following the deadly encounter, 3 men would be picked up and later arraigned for Jex's murder, including the Paguada brothers. Amancia Martinez vehemently denied her son's involvement in the gruesome homicide. Much the same way, she repudiates Delson's participation in the murder of U.S. national J. Brea Michelle Bowens in late December 2023.
We was at home like about 9:15, 9:30. So I took my phone. I went on the social media when I saw one of my friends posting shooting on the central of town, on the Central Park. So I turned back, I tell my son, Delson Paguada, I said, Delson, this young boy just post that they have gunshot that town. My son replied back to me, he said, Mommy, maybe some drunken man where they spend Christmas and they get crazy. So anyway, that was it, less than 10 minutes. I look, I see the police truck. Run to my house and pick up two of my sons out of their bed and handcuff them. I say, what you know I do with my kids?
That would be the second murder charge added to Delson's growing rap sheet. Today's guilty verdict for the murder of Paul Jeggs erupted in chaos at the courthouse. While he was being led away by police, he uttered the following words.
Sean Swimmer. Sean Swimmer.
His younger brother, equally brazen, appeared moments later. Their mother was inconsolable.
An American law, I thought guys are not doing their job well. They falsely found us guilty for a crime that we didn't do. They paid a witness. Excuse me, sir. America has more rights. They paid a witness to find us guilty. Please, I'm a 21-year teenager. You took me away from school when I was 15 years old. Please, let America go. Let America know about our falsely imprisonment.
Timothy Carcamo, now 51 years old, says that he intends to sue the state for the wrongful imprisonment. Carcamo was exonerated because Justice Pilgrim was not satisfied that he could rely on the witness's identification of him as a third person at the scene of the murder.
My intention right now is to bring the lawsuit for these people because I spend a lot of money, a lot of up and downs, and if you do the right thing all the time and you see what happened, and then from some pleasure to you, a lot of money you spend for fun on this case for the deal this, make people and find you guilty for a crime where you don't have nothing to do.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isane Cayetano.
19-year-old Adrian Hernandez and a 17-year-old minor were set free this afternoon after they were charged jointly for the murder of Emmert Flowers in December 2022. 61-year-old Flowers was gunned down on his property on Racecourse Street, and his son, Kyle Latchman, remains missing, presumed dead. When the two appeared in the lower court today, they were informed that the charges were being withdrawn due to a lack of evidence. The director of the prosecution branch noted that after having perused the file, there was no proof of guilt to uphold the charge brought against them. Hernandez was arraigned on January 12, followed by the teenager who was brought up on the same charge on February 27, 2023. During the deadly attack on Flowers, 71-year-old Dusseldorf Waite was also injured. It is believed that the intended target of the shooting was Kyle Latchman. Following his release from custody, Hernandez spoke briefly with a court reporter.
So did they tell you why? Huh? Did they tell you why they withdraw the charge?
No evidence, I think, man.
Okay.
They have shot me.
All right. So good to feel free up, right? How old are you now?
19.
19 now?
Hattieville resident Tyler Lewis remains in a critical but stable condition at the Carl Kushner Memorial Hospital after being shot on Sunday night at his home in the East Windmill area of the village. Reports are that someone called out for Lewis, and when he opened the front door, he came face to face with a gunman who opened fire on him. The gunman reportedly escaped from the area in a waiting car. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
Around 11:30 p.m. on Sunday, several gunshots echoed through the East Windmill area of Hattieville village, shattering the quiet of the night. Residents later came out to find that Tyler Lewis had been shot multiple times and he was rushed to the KHMH for treatment.
I heard about 4 shots and I dropped on my floor. And I couldn't come out until I hear the police. And I wonder what happened. And that's when I knew that my neighbor, very quiet young man, get shot. And after that, everybody just gets shaken back here.
Lewis was inside his house with his girlfriend and 2 kids when someone called out for him. He reportedly told the person who is known to him to come to the front door. When he opened the front door, the person opened fire on him. Bullet holes on the burglar barred door and blood stains on the steps and pathway are signs that an injured Lewis attempted to escape from the shooter and going to a neighbor for help.
Upon the arrival, they saw Tyler Lewis, 25 years of age, with gunshot injuries to his body. He was immediately rushed to the KHMH, where he was treated and is now listed in a stable condition. Tyler Lewis was able to identify the shooter, and so we are looking for one person in regard to this shooting incident.
Police have since established that the shooting is drug-related. The area consists mostly of working-class people. They are traumatized by the incident because Lewis was targeted at his home.
We're devastated back here because usually we don't have this. We had them boys wrong or wrong, but not troublesome person to we. We don't know what they do there. But very nice, quiet fella. I think that my window. Then I start to call the neighbors because then I wonder if that my window is shut because I hear sleep right on the street, my bedroom there. And I wonder, I wonder what happened. And they call me neighbor for us there. And when I find out I come out in my pajama, nervous as everybody made us nervous. We hug one another and say, can't this happen back here?
Is there enough security back here, enough light, police to do enough in terms of patrols?
Yeah, the police then do a lot of time. We say the police, we don't give them number, then we always circle and blow. Early the morning, the night, sometimes we hear the vehicle either peep through the window of the police.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
A man was shot late on Sunday night in the Lake Independence area in Belize City. The victim, 23-year-old Jordan Waite, who also goes by the name Jordan Burns, was reportedly walking on Ordonez Avenue sometime around 11 p.m. when a gunman shot him in the foot. The attacker then fled. It is not known if the shooting is linked to any previous incident, but in 2019, Burns was charged with the murder of 34-year-old Carlton Morera. Morera was gunned down on May 23, 2018 in the Mayflower area, also known as Ghost Town. Today, head of the Belize Police Department's Eastern Division, Assistant Commissioner Alberto Romero, confirmed with reporters that Waite is someone who is known to the police and that he says he doesn't know who shot him.
On Sunday, the 23rd of July, 2023, police responded to a shooting incident at Complex Avenue. Upon the arrival, they found Jordan Waite, 23 years, with a gunshot injury to the foot. He was taken to the KHMH where he was treated, and he self-discharged himself this morning.
So do you guys have any idea who might have shot him?
No, he's not telling us that he saw who did the shooting. He was walking on Complex Avenue and he's heard shots and he received one gunshot injury. This is somebody that is known to us from that area.
It went viral last week on social media when a prisoner escaped from police in front of the Courtroom Town Hospital, and the officer tripped and fell while chasing the escapee. The chase took place on Wednesday after the prisoner, Tyrone Reyes, duped the officer and told him he needed to see a doctor because he was not feeling well. But as was captured on video, Reyes had other plans when he broke away as soon as the police mobile stopped in front of the hospital. He bolted in a bid to flee custody. Well, we have an update tonight. Reyes's freedom was short-lived because he has been captured. And as Assistant Commissioner Police Alberto Romero shared with reporters today, Reyes will also be a guest at the Belize Central Prison for the plot he carried out.
I reference the escape of Tyrone Reyes. On Saturday, he was apprehended. He was charged with burglary and escape. He pled guilty this morning and has been sentenced to 2 years imprisonment.
Coming up, Chamber 2 p.m. We were not consulted over amended price control list. Find out the details of these stories when we come back.
Bye. Why long time to try call you?
Meet Alex.
Where they go on, man?
Alex signed up for a DigiOne Premium Bundle. He's loving it. With his free mobile plan, Alex can talk and surf on the go as much as he wants. Topping up and buying data is a thing of the past. Alex now has DigiTV. He enjoys all his games and his favorite shows, no matter if he's on the go or at home. And Alex also enjoys the fastest, most reliable home internet speeds with his DigiNet service. He is living his best life. Alex bundled. Alex is saving $70 monthly compared to purchasing these services from the other providers. Be like Alex. Sign up for your DigiOne bundle package today. DigiOne. One bundle, no hassle, exceptional value.
Welcome to Design Depot. All in one place. Shop brands you know and trust, like Kohler. Welcome, GE Appliances.
Welcome.
Oran Windows.
Welcome.
Tiles from around the world.
Welcome.
Sherwin-Williams Paint and Coating. Visit us today at mile 3 on the Philip Golson Highway or call us at 223-3768. Design Depot. All in one place.
I'm a fourth farm student at Escuela Secundaria Técnica México. And firstly, I would like to thank BEL for this opportunity, for we not only obtain prizes that facilitate our student life, but also knowledge in things that are essential into our everyday lives, such as energies.
We are thrilled with the prizes that our students have received, and so we are certain that they are very happy. When we communicated with their parents, they were also very excited to get to know that their children were being recognized.
Through this energy challenge, I learned many things that can be applied to my daily life, such as tips on conservation of energy, which I can apply at home.
First and foremost, we want to thank BEL for coming up with these challenges and also taking into consideration the schools and our students. In our case, it helps us to and helps our students to challenge themselves in the knowledge and content that they have.
I would like to give a big thanks to BEL for giving this opportunity. It is an amazing opportunity for us students, as the prizes will help us in our studies and that they continue to challenge the students.
In April 2015,
the government of Belize gave an undertaking embodied in a consent order of the Caribbean Court of Justice to recognize Maya customary land tenure over Maya lands in the villages in the Toledo district, which constitute property that is protected by Section 3D and 17 of the Constitution of Belize. Therefore, the government accepts the consent court order of 2015 and the existence of Maya customary land tenure, and has since been in the process of implementing that order. But that does not mean that any part of this country will be separated. The government retains authority over all land in Belize and is currently in the process of first defining the scope of Maya customary land tenure. The Ministry of Human Development, Families, and Indigenous Peoples Affairs, the ministry tasked to facilitate the implementation of the consent order of 2015, is committed to protecting the rights and interests of all parties affected: Maya villages, non-Maya villages, and private landowners. Implementing the CCJ Consent Order of 2015 is a complex process. We are working tirelessly to move the implementation forward. However, during this time, we ask all affected parties to be reasonable and respectful of each other's rights and privileges. As Belizeans, we must recognize that our right to property is protected by our Constitution, regardless of who we are or where we live. This is our Belize. Every project has to start somewhere, and Brothers Habet's got you covered. We're the place for professionals because we understand success is built on quality and reliability. For the do-it-yourselfers seeking quality tools and materials to bring their out-of-the-box ideas to life, our paint department offers a kaleidoscope of hues to those looking to express their unique style. And for those seeking the perfect touch of elegance for their homes, we offer a curated collection of household fixtures and furnishings that caters to every taste. But what sets Brothers Habet apart is our exceptional customer service. Our employees go above and beyond to ensure that every customer's needs are met. We're here to see you through your building journey. Visit Brothers Habet and get started today, or call or WhatsApp us for a quote. See you soon!
So you think you can dance or sing? Well, come on out to Channel 5 on Kona Drive in Belize City on Friday, July 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. to audition for Summerfest 2023. If you are 18 years or younger, you can audition to be a part of this year's exciting show. So bring along your ID and talent to our studios on Kona Drive. Don't miss this opportunity to be a part of a fun show that celebrates young talent in Belize. So kids, before you go back to school, come give it a try and be a part of Summerfest 2023.
The government has taken measures to lower the cost of living in light of the crushing inflation that has gripped the economy over the past few years. The Briceño administration has invited the unions to be part of an integral part of that process. But the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry has written to Prime Minister John Briceño regarding a policy to amend the price control list. According to the Chamber, it was never consulted on the matter. The BCCI letter states in part that it is their understanding that the ministry is developing regulations to expand the price control list by 30 food and 13 non-food items and impose a 15% and 20% maximum markup. The Chamber, which represents the largest private sector support organization in Belize, says the policy intends to limit the percentage markup that wholesale and retail businesses can fix onto goods. The private sector organization also says that it was not consulted on the policy, which directly impacts its members. The BCCI is asking the government to pause the development of the policy in order for a detailed research and consultation to be done to ensure that any initiative to combat inflation can precisely benefit low-income households. It's a request that we tried to get a comment on from the PM today, but our efforts to reach him were futile. On Friday, News 5 spoke with President of the Public Service Union, Dean Flowers, who gave us an update on the effort.
We met with government and we spoke about the attempts that government are making, or the progress that government is making to address that matter, and that begins with the expansion of the price control list. So that have now increased, as I understand it, coming out of that meeting, from 20 items to 43 items. And also there is a commitment on behalf of the government that based on further consultation with the joint unions as well as the other stakeholders within the country, there exists a possibility of that list further expanding to protect consumers, and more importantly, to allow those who make minimum wage to be able to have finances to purchase the basic goods and services that they would need to ensure that they have a decent way of life. It does not necessarily mean that taxes won't be on those goods, but they would be regulated. And so once government set the ceiling, then that's it. Once any business place goes over that ceiling, then they would be subjecting themselves to a fine or probably legal action.
And while the chamber has an issue with the government's initiative and says it was not consulted, the minister responsible for food security, Jose Abelardo May, says the process cannot be delayed any longer. He chides the BCCI and suggests that it needs to broaden its base so that there can be proper representation when consultations of this nature are held.
I saw a release issued by Chamber of Commerce. I don't know who voted for them. We are a government elected by the people. The people, and we know that there is price gouging and there is inflation, is real. When we invited the people to meet with us, the importers and the retailers and those who have stores, the question should have been, how many of them are on the Chamber of Commerce? I don't know. How much people run the Chamber of Commerce? So when we discuss this in Cabinet and come up with that list, it is because the people are demanding that from us, a government, and it is the people who voted for us. So when they are saying that they were not consulted, maybe they should go out and broaden their membership so that they are well represented when we meet with them. But we cannot be consulting every single person. This thing has been dragging on for a long time. And so we need to get this done. We expanded the list, and now we are meeting with them to reach a level of understanding to say, let us try to control the percentage on your profits on this. So I don't know why that should be a problem with them. My suggestion is that they need to amplify their membership so that they be represented in these meetings. But we cannot delay the process. I mean, the people out there are suffering. Inflation is real. A lot of it was imported. We didn't make it. We didn't decrease the price. And so we need to deal with it right away.
The Ministry of Agriculture has been exploring other markets where Belize can export its produce. Last Friday, one such market was successfully opened in El Salvador. The Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock of El Salvador informed the Belize Marketing and Development Corporation, BMDC, that a request for a pest risk analysis for carrots, citrus, onion, and pineapple has been approved. This is the first step in the exportation of commodities, and so Belizean farmers will soon be able to export these products to El Salvador. The process began back in early 2022 when Agriculture Minister Jose Abelardo May led a delegation to El Salvador.
When we went to Salvador, we went on a fact-finding mission. We went to see what are the products on the market, how are they presented, what is the quality, what are the prices, what is the packaging. And based on that, we drove so that we could know exactly the route that the product would take for it to reach El Salvador. We look at all the hiccups on the road, we look at the road conditions, we look at everything from Belize all the way to El Salvador. That was the reason why we drove. We went to the market and we looked at different markets, different products, the presentation, the quality, the appearance, the weight, how it is sold in pound. It's sold in pound, it's sold by units. And based on that, we came up with 4 products that we believe we have competitive edge. One of them is citrus, the second is pineapple, the third is onions, and the fourth one is carrots. They came to Belize, they sent their people, they did a study, and reported back to us saying that they were satisfied that there's not a plant health risk. So that's the first hurdle. The second hurdle now we have to do is to improve our quality with the farmers. We cannot sell them anything, right? And three, we have to now look if we can sustain that market with the amount, right? And 4, the competitiveness in price. Can we maintain the prices where we can sell to them? So we may have passed hurdle, but we have other challenges. And so now we have to work on those aspects.
Negotiations are also ongoing with Mexico and Guatemala to ensure that markets for Belizean products are guaranteed through diplomacy and bilateral agreements. But while the opening of another export market for Belizean products is a major step forward for farmers and the Belizean economy, Agriculture Minister Jose Abelardo May was asked whether farmers will be able to meet the demands domestically and if it will affect prices for consumers in Belize.
We do not expect that there be any major change in prices at this time. We're still in very infant stages yet, but we have to work towards it. And we will try to avoid that as much as possible, that it be affecting our local prices. We cannot afford for consumers to be paying high prices for commodities anymore. I mean, I think we have to try to curb that. We initially were only able to produce carrots for 3 months of the year. Today, the latest report we just saw a while ago, because I was in Orange Rock on a meeting, we are producing carrots now 10 months of the year. Potatoes were now 6 months of the year. We did, I think, 10 months of the year for lettuce, which we're having some problem with the quality. We have to make adjustments there. So we have enough product for ourselves. As a matter of fact, today, the farmers are saying, I have enough carrots and I have enough onions and I can't sell it because the people don't seem to want it right now, right? We are working with that. We have to find a way because the contraband on the market is just terrible right now. It's just terrible. So we have to find a way to address that. That meeting I had earlier today was to address that matter.
There is no shortage of letters from the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry. They've also written to Minister Michelle Shabat, who holds the portfolio for electricity, seeking government's plans for the inclusion of alternative energy as part of Belize's national grid. The chamber wrote in part, quote, understanding the urgent need to transition towards renewable and sustainable energy sources, the BCCI would appreciate being updated on the status of the policy to support this. It is imperative that as a priority, a sufficient, reliable power supply, and to the extent that it is possible, it is preferred that this power in country renewable sources. Solar energy represents a promising avenue for reducing our reliance on fossil fuels and CFE. The BCCI is also putting forward the need to take into consideration non-intermittent sources as well, such as those from biomass, given its proven reliability. End quote. After the break, Belize's female under-19 team secures silver medal.
Do you know how to choose the best engine oil for your car? We believe the best engine oil should provide optimal performance and ultimate protection for longer. For Quartz engine oil, our engineers have formulated age resistance technology, also known as ART. It's a breakthrough innovation. The interaction between oil molecules is increased, creating a super resistant molecular structure. So whatever the conditions, It helps to prevent the lubricant protective film from breaking. Any engine is exposed to harsh conditions: extreme temperature and pressure, friction, sludge accumulation. The molecular structure of quartz with ART stays strong to perfectly lubricate and protect engine parts in all conditions. And the results are outstanding. Protection against sludge buildup improved by 18%. Protection against mechanical wear improved by 74%. Thanks to quartz with ART, save on maintenance and preserve your engine's power. So next time you wonder which engine oil to use, choose performance and protection that lasts longer. Quartz with age resistance technology. Keep your engine younger for longer.
The Belize Tourism Board, Mars Production, and Bellican present the biggest show to hit the jewel we call Belize. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0. Join us on Saturday, July 29th and Sunday, July 30th at the Marion Jones Stadium with live performances by Morgan Heritage, the dancehall queen Spice,
Me's a girl, me no fight over man.
Busy Signal, Afrobeat sensation Rotimi, the biggest dancehall artist for 2023, Byron Messiah, alongside Skinny Fabulous, Jadelle, Earth and Owls, Mr. Warming Up Adam O, and Lyrical. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0, July 29th and 30th. Come savor the rhythm as we pair music with the best of Belizean cuisine. Sponsors are Belize Tourism Board, Bellican, Niche, Pop, ICB, Wine Smith, eCash, Dolphin Production, DigiWallet, Channel 5, Love FM, Creme Radio, Channel 7, Vibes Radio, Fiesta FM, and OYE Radio.
From generation to generation, Crystal Water is there every step of the way. Taste you can trust.
Honda Navi, a partner you can rely on. Benquip, equipment, parts, service.
Do you love to write? And are you currently enrolled in primary school? Well, this is your opportunity to win awesome prizes for yourself and your school. Students from Standards 4, 5, and 6 are invited to participate in BEL's 2023 Primary School Essay Competition. Here is how you can participate. In your own words, explain what our 2023 Safety and Health Week theme means to you. Personal accountability and shared responsibility, cultivating safe values and attitudes. 9 prizes will be awarded for first, second, and third place in each standard. First place winners will receive a laptop, $1,000 plus $2,000 for their school. Second place winners will receive a laptop plus $750. And third place winners will receive a laptop plus $500. Essays should be a maximum of 500 words and submitted in PDF format with your name, school, class, and contact number. Submit your essay to safety@bel.com.bz no later than Monday, July 31st, 2023. Let your ideas take flight and win with BEL's annual primary school essay competition.
Monday, July 31st, we will celebrate Emancipation Day and we invite everybody to Yarborough Green for Ibotong Festival. Everything they start 11 in the morning. Then they have cultural handicraft, live art display like carvings and so, traditional Creole food, pastries, local wines, bouncy house for the picnic day, even one historical tour from Yarborough to museum and back. Wait, it's not done there. Live music and performance by Brother David and Tribal Vibes, Boom and Chime, Second Generation, and Drums Not Guns. Sound system provided by Impact One Sounds. So remember, July 31st, Ibotong Festival, out at Yarborough Green.
We've been following Belize's national under-19 female volleyball team since the start of the Under-19 Female Central American Volleyball Championship inside the Belize Civic Center. Over the weekend, Team Belize walked away with a silver medal after successfully triumphing over Team Guatemala. News 5's Paul Lopez has been present at the games. He brings us the sights, sounds, and plays from the weekend games in the following report.
Belize's national under-19 female volleyball team secured the silver medal at the Under-19 Female Central American Volleyball Championship held inside the Belize City Civic Center last week. On Friday night, the highly anticipated matchup between Belize and Guatemala unfolded inside a packed Civic Center. The songs of Garifuna drums were rolling inside the stadium. Belize flags of all different sizes were being waved. Guatemala had a small contingent of supporters, but their presence was seen and heard with every point made by the team. The last time Belize took on Guatemala inside the Civic, Belize lost the match. Here is an overview of the exhilarating match courtesy Go Live Belize. The starting whistle is blown and it is Captain Avianca Avila with the first serve of the match. Guatemala secured the first point of the match. Guatemala now up for the serve, and that is an ace for Guatemala as they take the lead early in the match. With the game at 9 apiece, Team Belize serves the ball. It is picked up by Guatemala and a free ball for Team Belize. Avila sets Kaylee Cardenas. Cardenas goes over the top and secures a point for Team Belize. Guatemala is up by 4 points in the first set. The ball is served. Kaya Gordon on the outside sends the ball across, leaving a space wide open at the net. Guatemala takes advantage and secures the point. Team Guatemala would go on to win the first set of the match. In the second set, Team Belize came back with vigor in their hearts. Service for Guatemala, the ball is picked up. Avila with the set to Gordon. She spikes that one into the play area to secure a point for Belize. Nissan Martinez with the serve. Guatemala sets up for the spike and Team Belize executes a perfect block to secure yet another point. Team Belize would go on to win the second set. Guatemala won the third set and Team Belize dominated Guatemala in the fourth set. So after almost 2 hours and a half of playtime, it was down to the final set is played to 15 points. The energy inside the stadium was still high, with fans shouting at the top of their lungs, waving their flags and blowing their horns. Team Belize started the fifth set on top, securing the first point of the match. Team Guatemala responded with an attack that proved too much for the blockers. Inching to the halfway point of the final set, Gordon with the serve. Guatemala sends it over. Team Belize with the block, but it's picked up. Zion Henderson loses control of the ball and sends it outside the play area to finish the first half. Down by 3 points, Avila with the set to Godoy, who does not disappoint. Martinez with the serve. The ball goes back to Team Belize. Avila sets Gordon. Guatemala reads the trick shot. Avila to Gordon once again, and she makes that one count. Now tied at 13. Nissan Martinez with the serve. A block from Team Belize and an error by Guatemala gives Belize their 14th point in the set. That is game point, and the entire stadium is on their feet. Nissan Martinez once again with the serve. The ball is picked up by Martinez. Avila sets Gordon. She goes up and spikes the ball with force into the play area to secure an emotional victory for Team Belize.
Let's talk about the momentum of that game. I mean, wow. What was it like for you guys on the court?
It was very intense. There was a lot of energy, but the reason we won was because we worked hard and the support of the crowd really helped us.
Would you say that you guys kind of underestimated the force that Guatemala would come with?
Well, no, but I just think that we made some mistakes in the first two sets, but then we fixed it and then we just won the game. We just worked really hard and everybody supported each other in their roles on the court, and I think we just worked really well together.
What does this win mean for you and your team?
It was payback.
First off, this win is payback to me. From last year, I wanted this. I wanted to represent Belize. I wanted that win, especially because we're playing against Guatemala. And me and my team, we've been practicing, we've been working very hard, and tonight, it was just payback.
In the seventh and final night of the tournament, Team Belize took on El Salvador. They overcame El Salvador in the first 3 sets of the match. Fast forward to the awards ceremony. Team Belize received 3 individual awards. Blessed Umamari was awarded the best blocker of the tournament. Kaya Gordon was awarded the best attacker and best scorer.
I'm actually excited. It's my first award when the award was announced. I don't know how it feels. I just thank everybody who helped me and trained me to become the best blocker. I never got an award before. I've always participated in all the Belize tournaments representing Belize, and now I feel so overwhelmed and I'm excited about this. Yeah.
What's next for you? I understand you go to college.
Yeah, I'm leaving in 7 days. I'm going to Texas.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
When we return, Taiwan assists in combating banana disease.
My name is Denise Mala. I had an aunt, one of my mom's sister, that we believe died from cancer. She was relatively young. And my sister passed from cervical cancer. I have been doing annual checkups. Recently, after one of the annual checkups, I noticed, a change in one of my breasts. I went for the next checkup earlier and I brought it to the attention of my treating doctor. He looked at it and he said he didn't like what he was seeing. A biopsy was requested and then the biopsy came back positive. When you first find out these things, you think about a lot of things, and then eventually it comes around to the finance. I recalled this insurance, critical illness insurance that I had that I was paying. And that was probably the first time I read that contract. I read it in its entirety. And then I recognized that, you know, this is going to assist me. I called the office, spoke with my agent. He was very helpful, guided me through what I needed to do. So I went through the process and I communicated with him a couple times and he just informed me what was happening. In a pretty short period of time, I was paid my insurance. This plan that I had been paying for many years, in my time of need, that came through for me. Having that insurance helped me significantly. It is absolutely something that everyone should consider because you never know when you're going to need it.
Nestled away in the quaint Belize River Valley, Black Orchid's Panda River Restaurant offers a variety of great dining areas and experiences with an excellent variety of local and international cuisine, with healthy meal options for vegans and those with health concerns. Your delectable dining can be topped off with our excellent desserts, natural fruit juices, and exquisite wine and drink options. All prepared by our certified chef and award-winning mixologist. Come to Panda River Restaurant and River Rum Bar to relax in the pool or use our excellent conference facilities combined with great dining.
A diamond in the jungle.
The Office of the Prime Minister invites you to join us at the 2nd Annual Belize Investment Summit from August 30th to September 1st, 2023 at the Grand Caribe Resort on Ambergers Key. Belize, the land of endless potential, with a vibrant people and economy and a wealth of natural resources, is the region's premier investment hub, offering a range of opportunities across sectors including the blue, green, and orange economies. The Belize Investment Summit 2023 is your chance to explore these opportunities and connect with potential partners, investors, financiers, and stakeholders from across the globe. This 3-day summit will offer networking opportunities, site visits, one-on-one meetings, roundtable discussions, business pitches, an expo, and keynote presentations from government officials and industry leaders. Gain insight into Belize's investment climate and the incentives that make our country the destination for investment. Register now for the Belize Investment Summit 2023 and discover a world of opportunities. Be a believer. Invest in Belize. Thrive in Belize.
Sign up for Smart Share Plan and save big. Whether you're a small entrepreneur starting up your business, a student on a limited budget, or a family trying to save, this is the plan for you. With unlimited SMS, calls, and data, we help you save. Get up to 5 lines for as low as $30 per line monthly, only with Smart. Sign up today at any Smart showroom or sales manager countrywide. So get your business going, share more memories with friends, and be ready for the day with Smart.
Bro, I really think we got this year.
What you mean think? I know we got this year.
We got man like Elijah to come.
Got man like dog they come.
So we have forgot Ian.
And we got we team here ready for the war. We got this, man. Don't know.
Attention, all basketball fans, get ready to witness history as Belize proudly hosts its first ever junior national team competition, the FIBA Under-17 Central Basket Championship. The Belize Civic Center will come live with sounds of squeaking sneakers, thunderous dunk, and electrifying three-pointers. Don't miss a single moment of action as these young athletes showcase their skills on the hardwood. This is your chance to experience the thrill of international competition as 8 teams from across the region battle it out to the Central Basket Championship and a chance to qualify for the Under-18 FIBA Americas Championship. Get ready to cheer on and be part of the roaring crowd that will motivate our boys to give it their all as they match up against powerhouse teams like El Salvador, Panama, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Mexico, and Jamaica. So mark your calendar and make sure to secure your tickets for the unmissable event. From July 26th to July 30th, the Belize Civic Center will enter the stage for basketball greatness. Stay tuned to our social media pages for when tickets go on sale.
The Ministry of Agriculture, in partnership with the International Regional Organization for Health in Agriculture, or IRSA, today signed a Memorandum of Understanding and addendums under the Fusarium TR4 disease project. The MOU includes the use of canine units for non-intrusive inspection at the PGIA, as well as the development of tissue culture technology at the University of Belize Laboratory for banana and plantain propagation. The traceability platform and systems in place since last year at the PGIA will be strengthened to increase detection levels of unwanted goods that pose a risk to the agricultural sector. Minister of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise, Jose Abelardo Mai, shares more on the importance of these MOUs.
We have a new director of ORISA in the name of Raul Rodas, originally from Honduras. So he was just sworn in a couple weeks ago, and so it is time for us to sign to make it official these MOUs. One of them is the PGIA. You know, we have X-ray machines now that ORISA manages, ORISA, and in conjunction with Baja. Now, these machines will put in place there as a result of the Central American countries coming together saying that to maintain the area free of diseases, free of pests, or free of, or try to manage the importation of illegal goods that may be contaminated with diseases, viruses, or to a great extent pests. We are all very concerned about the Fusarium disease in Colombia, Venezuela, and Peru. This disease that affects banana, especially the Cavendish variety which you have, is very, very serious. It's a threat to the region, and all the ministers, all the countries agreed that they will place X-ray machines to capture any organic product that's coming in that may not be declared, banana being one of them. And so that is one. To add to that is the collaboration with ORISA, again, with the K9 unit. If you would walk through airports in other countries, you would find that the agriculture department has their personnel working with dogs. Those dogs are trained to sniff out organic products, seeds, plant material, fruits, meats, and these things. So it's very important. Why? Because we signed to these agreements, we signed to these conventions that we will do this so that we protect each other. If we as a country fail to implement those two actions, then the other Central American countries are saying, you know what, I don't want to trade with you because you are a risk to me.
Minister Mai says that there are other diseases like the African swine fever in the region that these safeguards will help to keep at bay. And while the MOUs are being signed today, these agricultural safeguards have been in place for the past 6 months. The ministry is also looking at introducing these protocols at the land border entry points. Also participating in today's signing was the government of Taiwan, as that country has developed technology against this banana disease.
I don't even know how to pronounce the disease properly. But I know the importance of agriculture in the development of Belize and the crucial role the banana industry plays in this country. It accounts for 20% of Belize's national agricultural output and has an export value of about $39 million US, providing a stable source of foreign exchange for the country. And hence, to keep this nasty banana disease at bay is an extremely important task. Taiwan is therefore proud to work with OISA, the International Regional Organization for Health in Agriculture, to provide assistance in this regard for our diplomatic allies. Being hit hard by the disease ourselves decades ago, Taiwan has developed the resistant variety of Formosana banana, as well as the technology and expertise to fight the disease.
While with Minister of Agriculture Jose Abelardo Mai, the media asked about the interim agreement between ASR-BSI and Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association. With that coming to an end, will a new commercial agreement be struck? Minister Mai says no, explaining that a commission of inquiry is still pending.
We are supposed to be meeting with BSCFA either tomorrow or day after to restart the process for the commission of inquiry. As you recall, Cabinet approved that the commission of inquiry be carried out, and so we need to work on that. It was delayed before because they had the fair trade problem, and then we had the import regulation problem, and so one thing leads to another. But Cabinet position stands that we must continue, carry on, and prepare for the commission of inquiry, which we will do.
Agriculture and climate change were the topics of discussion at the 43rd meeting of the Inter-American Institute on Cooperation in Agriculture, held in Costa Rica last week. Minister of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise, Jose Abelardo Mai, attended the meeting of the ministers of Latin America and the Caribbean. The meeting looked at the importance of international cooperation to overcome crises and challenges that threaten global food security. Minister Mai spoke to the media today about his participation.
All ministers of Central America are on the executive. Many topics were discussed. One of the main topics discussed was the road to COP28 and how the Central American ministers of government will present or are preparing for that meeting, especially being that agriculture will be one of the main topics. One of the other topics discussed was how do we manage water as a region, the approach to managing sustainable use of water. You know that every year we're having serious problems with water shortage and climate change. And so that were some of the main topics discussed.
Up next, Belize set to host FIBA Under-17 Basketball Championship.
I'm a fourth farm student at Escuela Secundaria Técnica Mexico. And firstly, I would like to thank BEL for this opportunity, for we not only obtain prizes that facilitate our student life, but also knowledge in things that are essential into our everyday lives, such as energies.
We are thrilled with the prizes that our students have received, and so we are certain that they are very happy. When we communicated with their parents, they were also very excited to get to know that their children were being recognized.
Through this energy challenge, I learned many things that can be applied to my daily life, such as tips on conservation of energy, which I can apply at home.
First and foremost, we want to thank BEL for coming up with these challenges and also taking into consideration the schools and our students. In our case, it helps us to and helps our students to challenge themselves in the knowledge and content that they have.
I would like to give a big thanks to BEL for giving this opportunity It is an amazing opportunity for us students as the prizes will help us in our studies and that they continue to challenge the students.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Every year, World Environment Day is celebrated on June 5, and the Department of the Environment within the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Climate Change and Disaster Risk Management joins the nation of Belize and other United Nations member countries in worldwide awareness and action to protect our environment, with this year's theme being to beat plastic pollution. We have seen the effects of climate change, now exacerbated by the effects of plastic pollution, primarily from single-use plastics. The Ministry, through the auspices of the Department of the Environment, has enacted the pollution from plastics regulation in 2020, noting that single-use plastics is of high environmental concern. This regulation sought to curb the environmental impacts associated with single-use plastics and to better promote green alternatives, which resulted in the development of national standards for biodegradable products.
The government of Belize, through the Department of Environment, has been controlling and enforcing these regulations to ensure that we protect Belize from the threats of plastic pollution. In so doing, nationwide market surveillance and product sampling has been conducted, resulting in enforcement actions which includes sale prohibition and confiscation of single-use plastics and styrofoam. The detrimental environmental impacts of single-use plastics are everyone's concern. The government calls upon all businesses, industries, civil societies, NGOs, and you, the citizens of Belize, to have civic pride and to help in the fight against plastic pollution and to further contribute to the national efforts in transitioning to a circular economy. Together, we can beat plastic pollution. Happy World Environment Day.
Investment Services Explained. In September 1999, SSB's Mortgage and Investment Unit was created. The unit later became the Investment Department in 2005 and officially Investment Services in October 2007. So, what is the Investment Services role? How does Investment Services help to support Social Security and you? And why is Investment Services important to Belize? Investment Services' function is to make prudent investments in the form of commercial loans, shares, and real estate development. The interest income generated from these investments ensures the fund is sustainable to pay current and future Social Security benefits to its insured persons. The investment income is used to support the working population and pay pensions such as retirement and invalidity. Additionally, investment loans support economic development through commercial loans to startup and existing businesses while aiding in increased production of goods and services. We can expect Investment Services to continuously impact the lives of every insured person through Social Security pensions. Investment Services will continue to support the Belizean economy through secure investments in various industries. And that is why Investment Services exists. Social Security Board, an investment for you, your family, your future.
Make your summer better. Over $30,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan. Use $100 or more regular prepaid credit. Do a SIM swap or text in to the short code 786. In the body of the message, enter the number of entries you would like to purchase.
No waste no time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes. All methods give you more chances to win local airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize valued at $10,000, courtesy of Smart and the Belize Tourism Board.
Promotion ends September 15th. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart's Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
Good night and welcome to another edition of Sports Monday. I am Paul Lopez. Passion first and everything will fall into place. That is a quote from American mixed martial artist Holly Holm. In week 6 of the Orange Walk Central Women First Division Tournament, Strikers PC Football Club took on San Lazaro Revolution Football Club. Going into this match, San Lazaro Revolution stood at first place and Strikers PC was in second place. The starting whistle is blown. 3 minutes into the game, number 28 for the Strikers, Vanelis Santoya, controls the ball on the right wing. She makes a pass into the penalty box to her teammate, Priscilla Villamil, who gains control and gently taps the ball into the net for the first point of the match. 13 minutes later, it is Santoya once again in control on the left wing. She sends the ball flying across the center field. Her teammate, 13-year-old Christelle Zul, outpaces her opponents on the sprint, beats the goalkeeper, and scores the second goal for her team. In the 21st minute of the match, number 6 for the Strikers powers the ball from the left wing into the center field. Zul once again outpaces one defender, getting through a second. With eyes locked on the goalkeeper, she fires, and that is a goal. Strikers now up by 3, and the game is a long way from coming to an end. 5 minutes later, it's both Villamil and Zul on the attack as the ball is kicked in their direction. Villamil takes control and fires from on top the penalty box. That one goes straight into the net for goal number 4. The first half of the match ended with Strikers up by 4, with San Lazaro unable to get on the scoreboard. Going into the second half, the number 1 team in the tournament going into week 6 is now under severe pressure. They must find a response. We are now at the 71st minute of the game. San Lazaro still has not found the answer. Santoya to Villamil from the right wing. Villamil with the lob to Zul, who connects foot to ball, and that one goes over the head of the goalkeeper. That's now a hat-trick for Zul and 5 goals for her team. 1 minute later, off the free kick, number 16 for San Lazaro, Elva Nunes takes control a short distance from the penalty box. 3 defenders are trailing her, but she outpaces them all and makes a soft touch to the left post to score her team's first goal of the match. At the 84th minute, Zul has the ball outside the penalty box. She goes in and she's tackled hard. Zul goes down and gets up limping after the referee called a penalty. Santoya took the penalty and made it count as a 6th goal for her team. With 1 minute left in regulation time, off the free kick, here is Nunes once again. She outruns the defenders and is all alone out front. Nunes sizes up the goalkeeper and again goes to the left post with the soft touch. The game ended 6 points to 2 in favor of Strikers PC Football Club. At the end of week 6, Strikers stood on top of the standings at first place. San Lazaro, the first place team going into week 6, fell to third place. And from football, we now move into some basketball action. The Belize Basketball Federation will host the International Basketball Federation's Under-17 Central Basket Championship inside the Belize City Civic Center. The tournament kicks off on Wednesday, July 26th and will come to an end on Sunday, July 30th. The games will feature teams from Costa Rica, El Salvador, Panama, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Mexico, and of course, Belize. All teams will battle it out on the court to see who will be the top 3 teams to qualify for the Under-18 Americas Championship. We stopped by the Belize Civic Center today to speak with some members of Team Belize.
Our expectation is very high. We plan to come out and give the fans a great show and do our thing, you know. Playing with these guys, we really think we have a great chance. So this is a great group of young men that we've been putting in the work, so the outcome should be good.
My experience, it's very different. I mean, we have some guys that played in the U.S., but I believe what I bring to the table, you know, to help certain guys, to give them certain tips, to coach them up, you know, uplift them, you know, that culture from the U.S., bringing that here in on the team and, you know, giving those guys a feel, I think it's going to benefit them because a bunch of them already pick it up. When I first got the call and told that, you know, you want to play and practice, it was exciting. You know, it was like you finally get to, you know, put your country on your back and run with it. Like, you know, the dudes in the armies, you know, they got to fight, so you got to do the same thing on the court.
I think it was important for us to host. These young men have never played on a national team before because of the pandemic. We were out of basketball for like 3 years, and so for our U17 team, they were 14, right? So none of them have ever represented Belize, and I think for them to have traveled to a different country and face the challenges of opposing fans would have been difficult for them. So I thought the best way that we could stand the best chance to medal and to advance was to host it at home so they can play in front of their family and friends. So we have our young players going out early. And so we are bringing back our skilled players who have the ability and the resources in the United States and other parts of the world where they have a program, a regiment, where they are training multiple times a day. So when they come in, they elevate the level that we have here.
And finally for tonight, 5 Belizean athletes are currently in Costa Rica representing Belize in the Under-18 North American, Central American, and Caribbean Athletic Associations Championship. They are Lydia Troop, Glenford Williams, Kemar Wagner, Maya Sylvester, and Brooklyn Little. The good news coming out of the last few days of the competition is that Brooklyn Little has secured 2 bronze medals. She clinched the bronze medal in the women's triple jump and the women's long jump. We say congratulations to her and the best of luck to the rest of the athletes representing our country. Well, folks, that's all we have for you in tonight's coverage of Sports Monday. Catch you in the next one.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.